I'm sitting on the porch where the paint started peeling, staring at the driveway, fighting a feeling. The gravel is quiet, no tires are spinning. I'm stuck at the end of a perfect beginning. I remember the suitcases packed by the door, the weight of the silence, the scuffs on the floor. I had the keys in the palm of my hand, ready to leave for a different land. We talked about cities with lights made of gold, a story of us that would never grow old. But then I saw you in the kitchen, soft glow, and the yes in my heart turned to a heavy no. I watched the clock flicker, watched the sunrise, seeing the please stay deep in your eyes. The map in the glove box is covered in dust, a paper memorial to a love we could trust. Oh, the hardest part isn't the miles I flew, it's the ghost of the journey I didn't take with you. I stayed for the coffee, I stayed for the rain, I stayed for the beauty, and I stayed for the pain. Now I'm just haunted by the road, not taken by a house that is empty and a heart that is shaking. I had every reason to leave this behind, but I'm still in the driveway, losing my mind. Yeah, the heartbreak is heavier because I didn't go. Sometimes I wonder if we'd still be together, if we chase the horizon and outrun the weather. Would we be happy in a town by the sea, or would you still be a stranger sitting next to me? I chose the familiar, I chose the right now, but the forever we wanted broke its own bow. Oh, the hardest part isn't the miles I flew, it's the ghost of the journey I didn't take with you. I stayed for the coffee, I stayed for the rain, I stayed for the beauty, and I stayed for the pain. Now I'm just haunted by the road, not taken by a house that is empty and a heart that is shaking. Taken by a house that is empty and a heart that is shaken. I had every reason to leave this behind, but I'm still in the driveway, losing my mind. Yeah, the heartbreak is heavier because I didn't go. I stayed and I watched you instead. Now I'm just repeating the words that we said. The engine is cold, the porch light is low, and I'm still right here where I didn't go. Carving shapes on the floor, in the space where your shoes used to stay. I'm listening for the click of the door, but the silence won't go away. I found the dried rose tucked in a book from the night we danced in the kitchen light. Now I'm terrified to even look at the side of the bed that's too quiet and wide. And I'm empty all night, just a hollow shell, ringing like a broken silver bell. I'm retracing the warmth of your fingertips and the taste of the promises on your lips. Every sweetest dream we used to share is a handful of smoke in the cold night air. Yeah, I'm empty all night, just a ghost on the run, breathing for a cup I don't need to pour. I'm staring at the fading June, washing up against my door. Remember the drive to the coast in the rain, how we laughed till the engine gave out. Now I'm just navigating the vein of pain and the shadows of lingering doubt. The clock's all ticking at different speeds in this house built of yesterdays. I'm planting the sorrow, harvesting weeds, lost in a memory haze. 'Cause I'm empty all night, just a hollow shell, ringing like a broken silver bell. I'm retracing the warmth of your fingertips and the taste of the promises on your lips. Every sweetest dream we used to share is a handful of smoke in a cold night air. Yeah, I'm empty all night, just a ghost on the run, grieving the glow of a departed sun. Just a hollow beat in a heavy chest, giving the lonely a place to rest. I'm empty, I'm empty, until the morning light. But it's always empty all night. I'm sitting in the kitchen where the morning used to bloom, but now the sunlight's just a stranger in an empty room. I found your favorite coffee mug, the one with the chipped blue rim, and for a second the reality of us starts to grow dim. I remember how you'd hum along to songs I didn't know, back when we had 1,000 different places we could go. Now the map is just a ghost of past we'll never get to tread, and I'm just haunted by the words we left inside our head. Do you remember that October? The leaves were burning gold, and we swore that we were stories that would never quite be told. We danced beneath the street lamp, making shadows on the wall, thinking we were giants who would never have to fall. But the seasons have a way of turning silver into gray, and I watch the best of you and me just flicker and decay. Now I'm walking through the memories like a gallery of glass, careful not to shatter all the moments as I pass. And every heartbeat feels like a footstep in the dark, searching for a fire when there's nothing but a spark. It's a heavy kind of rhythm, it's a hollow kind of sound, like a secret that I buried that is screaming to be found. I'm living in the used to be, I'm dying in the now, trying to remember how we broke this sacred vow. The world is still spinning, but I'm standing perfectly still, because every heartbeat feels like a mountain I can't climb. Is it a heartbeat if it's only echoing your name? Is it a fire if it's lost the flicker of the flame? I'm an architect of ruins, I'm a keeper of the code, trying to find the value in a love that's been unsold. I trade the peace and quiet for the chaos of your touch, because the silence in this house is asking way too much. Every heartbeat feels like a footstep in the dark, The summer air feels thin and cold, like a story that's been overtold. I found a map where you trace the line to the secret spot where your hand met mine. The Polaroid on the bedside stand is losing its edges to the shifting sand. I'm reaching out for a vivid hue, but the sky is turning a paler blue. Is that faded love again, washing thin, like the ink on a letter where we both begin? I'm tracing the ghost of a perfect day before the colors all washed away. A soft focus memory of how we kissed. Now I'm just a shadow lost in the mist, watching the glow turn into gray, feeling our faded love drift away. Your laughter used to ring so bright, like a neon sign in the middle of night. Now it's a muffled hum through a heavy door, a sound I don't quite recognize anymore. We were painted fresh and wet, a masterpiece I can't forget. But the canvas is peeling, the frame is torn, and I'm grieving for the love that's worn. If I could press record and just rewind to the part where your heart was intertwined with mine, would the saturation come back to life, or would the memory just cut like a knife? Is that faded love again, washing thin, like the ink on a letter where we both begin? I'm tracing the ghost of a perfect day before the colors all washed away. A soft focus memory of how we kissed. Now I'm just a shadow lost in the mist, watching the glow turn into gray, feeling our faded love drift away. Feeling our faded love drift away. Just a sepia dream in a hollow chest, giving the broken parts a place to rest. It's faded, baby. It's just faded love again. The dust has settled on the Polaroids of the summer we spent by the lake. I'm filling up all the quiet voids with every promise we didn't break. I still see the way the golden light caught the copper in your tangled hair. Now I'm just reaching through the night for a ghost that isn't there. And I keep it all bottled up inside, 1,000 sunsets I'm trying to hide. Every whisper in the hallway, every forever we swore, is a message in glass washed up on the shore. It's a heavy ocean in a fragile frame, and I'm drowning in the sound of your name. Yeah, I'm bottled up, waiting for the break, holding on to everything I couldn't make you take. There's a ticket stub in my denim coat from the movie where you held my hand. I still remember the shaky note you drew in the cooling desert sand. We were a symphony in a minor key, a masterpiece that we couldn't save. Now I'm just a memory, watching ripples on the wave. If I let the pressure go, would the colors fade to gray? Or would the ache finally show that I'm still standing in the yesterday? 'Cause I keep it all bottled up inside, a thousand sunsets I'm trying to hide. Every whisper in the hallway, every forever we swore, is a message in glass, washed up on the shore. It's a heavy ocean in a fragile frame, and I'm drowning in the sound of your name. Yeah, I'm bottled up, waiting for the break, holding on to everything I couldn't make you take. Just a shelf of glass in a lonely room, full of flowers that will never bloom. I'm bottled up, yeah, I'm still bottled up, just a memory of you. I found the key to the apartment we shared, in a jacket I haven't had the courage to wear. The silk of the lining still carries your scent, a ghost of the Sundays and the money we spent. We were brushstrokes of color on a canvas of gray, believing the sunrise will never decay. Now the paint is all peeling, the edges are thin, and I'm locked on the outside of where we begin. Do you remember the bridge where the city felt small? We swore that the gravity wouldn't make us fall. You had a way of just leaning your head, turning to gold every word that you said. Now I'm walking that bridge in the shivering cold, watching the story we promised unfold into a silence so heavy and deep, a collection of promises we couldn't keep. Oh, we built a kingdom on a foundation of sand, thinking we held the world in our hand. We were a symphony, we were a start, but we're just the pieces of a broken down art. How did the always get lost in the dark? How did the fire turn back to a spark? It's a beautiful ruin, a work of the heart, the day that I forever fell apart. They say that the stars are just light from the dead, like the echoes of I love you inside of my head. I'm reaching for echoes, I'm chasing the wind, wondering where the us finally thin. Was it a whisper, or was it a scream, or just a slow waking from a long running dream? Oh, like a leaf in the frost, counting the gains by the weight of the lost. I'm still in the wreckage, I'm still in the start, watching our forever just fall apart. I'm sitting on the edge of a memory tonight, in the quiet blue bleed of the dying light. I found the old map where we circled the towns before we let all of our up turn to downs. Your ghost is still dancing in the steam of my tea, a version of you that's still tangled in me. We were messy and holy, a beautiful storm, and I'd give up the world just to keep your side warm. Do you remember the bridge where we carved out our names? Two kids playing house with the dangerous flames. We had nothing but dreams and a rusted out car, and the way that you looked like a falling star. Now the letters are weathered, the wood is gone gray, and the river has carried our secrets away. I'm memorizing the way that your heartbeat would sound, like a secret language that I finally found. From the cracks in your voice to the light in your eyes, through the heavy hellos and the hollow goodbyes, in the moments of gold and the shadows of stars, I want you to know that I loved you all. Every jagged edge and every soft quiet part, I folded them into the map of my heart. Now the seasons are changing, the winter is tall, but God, in the sunlight, I loved you all. It wasn't just the laughter or the wine in the glass, it was watching the hours and the miracles pass. It was the way you looked tired in the morning rain, the beautiful bird and the sweetness of pain. I love the parts of you that you tried to hide, the high water mark of the turning tide. From the cracks in your voice to the light in your eyes, through the heavy hellos and the hollow goodbyes, in the moments of gold, in the shadows of stall, I want you to know that I loved you. Every jagged edge and every soft quiet part, I folded them into the map of my heart. Now the seasons are changing, the winter is tall, but God, in the sunlight, I loved you all. I loved you all. The mess and the grace, the ghost of your smile in this empty space. It's a long way down, it's a heavy fall, but I'd do it again, 'cause I loved you all. The walls are holding echoes of a life we used to live, of all the love we had to take and all we had to give. I found your handwritten note tucked inside a dusty book, and I'm paralyzed by the kindness in the way you used to look. Do you remember that July? The heat was like a song. We were driving through the canyon where nothing could go wrong. Now I'm standing in the kitchen, just staring at the floor, waiting for a ghost to come walking through the door. I'm tracing every memory like a scar across my palm, trying to find the melody that used to keep me calm. We were a house of candles in a world of winter wind, wondering where the forever actually began to thin. I see you in the steam of the coffee in my hand, a version of a future that didn't go as planned. Now the garden's overgrown and the swing is still and dry, and I'm just a witness to a slow motion goodbye. And I try to calm the storm that's rising in my chest, giving all the what ifs a place to finally rest. But the silence is a thunder and the memories are rain, washing out the color and heightening the pain. I'm reaching for the anchor of the way we used to be before the tide pulled out and left a stranger here in me. The world is turning quiet, but the riot's in the light, and I try to calm my heart, but I'm losing it tonight. Is it a tragedy to love the things that had to break, to treasure every shiver and to value every ache? I'm a collector of the moments that we threw into the sea, hoping one will wash ashore and bring you back to me. But the water's getting deeper and the shore is far away, and I'm running out of reasons to beg the sun to stay. And I try to calm the storm that's rising in my chest, giving all the what ifs a place to finally rest. But the silence is a thunder and the memories are rain, washing out the color and heightening the pain. I'm reaching for the anchor of the way we used to be before the tide pulled out and left a stranger here in me. The world is turning quiet, but the riot's in the light, and I try to calm my heart, but I'm losing it tonight. I try to calm the shaking, I try to calm the fear, but it's getting hard to breathe when you're not standing here. Just a whisper, just a bond. I'm still trying. I try to calm. I'm holding the porcelain shards of our time, like a melody lost in a half-finished rhyme. you remember the porch in the late August heat? The world was a whisper beneath our bare feet. You laughed like the ocean, all salt and all spray, and I was the shore where you wanted to stay. But the seasons have shifted, the air's turned to glass, watching the ghosts of our forever past. There's a box in the attic with us on the side, full of the secrets we no longer hide. A ticket to nowhere, a dried up blue rose, the scent of your jacket where the memory grows. We were stained glass and sunlight, a beautiful blur, before the we are turned to once upon a her. I'm walking the rooms where your shadow still sleeps, and the silence is a promise that nobody keeps. If you break me, do it with soft, steady hands, like the tide pulling out from the tired wet sands. Don't leave any jagged edges behind, just the gold dusted moments I'm trying to find. If the love was a mirror, then I'm just a crack, reflecting a version of you that won't come back. Break me completely or leave me whole, but don't leave this half light inside of my soul. They say that the cracks let the light wander in, but I'm just afraid of where might begin. Without the reflection of you in my eyes, I'm just a hollow man under blue skies. Is it a tragedy or a work of art, the way you can beautifully dismantle a heart? If you break me, do it with soft, steady hands, like the tide pulling out from the tired wet sands. Don't leave any jagged edges behind, just the gold dusted moments I'm trying to find. If the love was a mirror, then I'm just a crack, reflecting a version of you that won't come back. Break me completely or leave me whole, but don't leave this half light inside of my soul. So go on and shatter the rest of the view. I'm already broken from missing you. Just a handful of dust, a flicker of blue. If you break me, I'll still be yours. The wind is a whisper that's calling your name, and the shadows are playing a cruel, quiet game. I'm sitting on the floor where we once used to lie, counting the planes in the deep velvet sky. I remember the coffee and the way that you'd smile, how you made every heartbreak feel worth a while. But the walls are closing in and the air is so thin. I don't know where I am and the lost us begins. The silence is heavy, a blanket of lead, and I'm replaying every sweet thing that you said. Do you remember that winter? The fire was low, and we promised we'd never let each other go. Now your sweater is just a soft, empty shell, a ghost of a heaven in this hollow cell. I'm not just the losing, it's the knowing I had a love that was good even when it was bad. It's the fear that the colors will all turn to gray, and the scent of your skin will just flicker away. I'm a pilot without any stars in the sky, afraid of the how and the when and the why. Oh, I'm so scared tonight in the wake of the light, trying to breathe through the wrong and the right. The memories are beautiful, but they're sharp as a knife, cutting through all of the years of my life. Do I live when the forever is gone? How do I face the cool break of the dawn? The world is too big and the stars are too bright, and God, I'm so lonely and I'm so scared tonight. So scared tonight. Of the quiet, of the cold, of the story that's already been told. The candle is shaking, the dark is too white, and I'm so scared tonight. Ooh. I'm tracing the outlines of shadows on the wall where your picture used to hang before the fall. The tea is gone cold, just like the space in this bed, and I'm replaying every single word that you said. Do you remember that June, the way the rain smelled sweet, and we danced in the kitchen with bare tired feet? Now the floorboards just creak like they're missing your weight, and I'm left at the table a second too late. Oh, the love wants to leave, but the heart wants to stay, tethered to ghosts of a bright yesterday. We're a beautiful book with the last pages torn, a cold winter night where a fire was born. How do I let go of the gold in your eyes when the silence is screaming our softest goodbyes? The love wants to leave, it's already gone, but I'm still here waiting for a different dawn. There's a ghost of your laughter in the hallway's deep chill, a scent on my sweater that's lingering still. We were reckless and young, building castles of sand, thinking time was a gift we could hold in our hand. But the tide pulled away and the colors grew gray. I watched all our forevers just flicker away. Now I'm memorizing maps of a life we once knew, where every direction led straight back to you. Is it better to wait for the warmth of the sun, or to never have known how the light could be one? The memories are thorns wrapped in velvet and lace. I'm haunted by smiles I can no longer trace. You're a song on the wind that I can't quite catch, a door that is locked with a broken old latch. The static on the radio is all I hear tonight. A frequency of empty space beneath the kitchen light. I used to find the melody in the way you'd say my name, but now the silence is a roar I can't quite seem to tame. I'm leaning on the counter where we'd whisper in the dark before the fire turned to ash, before we lost the spark. I'm listening for a footstep, for a key inside the lock, but the only thing that answers is the ticking of the clock. And oh, the world is way too loud without your quiet tone. I'm wandering through a symphony instead. Just a word or two in that velvet soft vibration that belonged to only you. The memories are screaming, but the house is like a tomb. I'm missing your soft voice. It's the ghost inside the room. That we traded where the morning light begins. You spoke enough awake refrains, alone and steady hum, a lullaby for all the fears you knew would eventually come. Now I'm reading through our old text just to see the words you wrote, trying to find the cadence, trying to hit the note, but the ink is cold and frozen and the screen is just a glare. I'm reaching for a frequency that isn't in the air. I've forgotten how the wind feels, I've forgotten how to pray, 'cause the sweetness of your I love you has started to decay. I'm humming till the shadows, trying to mimic how it felt to hear the way your good night made the winter start to melt. Without your quiet tone, I'm wandering through a symphony and standing all alone. I'd trade 1,000 shouting crowds for just a word or two in that velvet soft vibration that belonged to only you. The memories are screaming, but the house is like a tomb. Missing your soft voice every single day. I'm walking through the rooms where we used to dance, just a hollowed out ghost of a second chance. The sunlight hits the floor in the exact same spot where you told me you loved me, then forgot. Now the air is thin and the walls are bare. I reach for a hand that's no longer there, and I'm scared of the quiet, I'm scared of the dark, but mostly I'm scared of this missing spark. Because I'd rather burn up in the coldest of rains, or carry the weight of 1,000 chains that wake up tomorrow in this hollow rain, where I look at your face let me be numb to the ghost of you. Of your touch is a fading sting. Now I'm terrified that I'll never feel anything. The silence is loud, the fire's gone out. I'm reaching for the hurt, but it's out of you. I'm losing the pain, and I'm losing you. Never never feel anything. I found your ribbon in the hallway floor, a splash of red against the white of the door. It's funny how the smallest things remain, like summer sunlight trapped inside the rain. I can still see us tangled in the sheets, hiding away from the noise of the streets. You promised the stars wouldn't ever go dim, and I was a believer right to the brim. The kitchen table has an empty chair, where the scent of your perfume is still in the air. We used to map out the world on a napkin or two, everything painted in shades of me and you. Now the ink is all faded, the paper is dry, and I'm just a witness to a slow motion goodbye. I'm walking the rooms that we fill with our breath. Loving a ghost is a beautiful death. In the gallery of us, I'm the only one left, memorizing the curves of a heart in its depth. I'm holding the porch light, I'm keeping it on long after the reason for waiting is gone. If I close my eyes tight, I can feel your hand like a line drawn in gold in the shifting sand. In the world in my head, you're still at the door, and you say that you'll never leave again anymore. But the lock hasn't turned and the floor hasn't creaked. The forever we shouted has grown thin and weak. It's a cruel kind of magic, this trick of the mind, to stay in the there while the now stays behind. I'm building a temple of moments we share, just to prove to the silence that somebody cared. In the gallery of us, I'm the only one left, memorizing the curves of a heart in its stuff. I'm holding the porch light, I'm keeping it on long after the reason for waiting is gone. If I close my eyes tight, I can feel your hair like a line drawn in gold in the shifting sand. In the world in my head, you're still at the door, and you say that you'll never leave again anymore. streetlights are humming a low, hollow tune under the weight of a paper white moon. I passed by the diner where we used to hide and felt the cold ghost of you stepping inside. The engine is idling, the radio's low, playing a song from a lifetime ago. Back when your head was a map I could read, before we became anything we don't need. Oh, the clock's still ticking, but the world felt still. On the night we stopped climbing that hard, heavy hill, we ran out of road, we ran out of light, lost in the shadows of one final night. I'm still standing there in the cold and the rain, holding the beauty and nursing the pain. The world kept on moving, the stars stayed aloft, but my heart is still parked where the engine turned off. I remember the way that you whispered my name, like a secret prayer or a flickering flame. We had a kitchen that smelled like fresh rain and tea, and a version of you that was tangled in me. Now I'm collecting the pieces of us left behind, a ticket, a sweater, a trick of the mind. The memories are golden, but the edges are frayed, like a photograph left in the sun till it fades. We didn't go out with a crash or a scream, just a slow motion break in a long running dream. A sigh in the dark and a turn of the key, and suddenly you were a stranger to me. The silence was louder than anything said as we walked to the edge of the life that we led. Oh, the clock's still ticking, but the world felt still. On the night we stopped climbing that hard, heavy hill, we ran out of road, we ran out of light, lost in the shadows of one final night. I'm still standing there in the cold and the rain, holding the beauty and nursing the pain. The world kept on moving, the stars stayed aloft, but my heart is still parked where the engine turned off. The engine turned off. The lights went to gray. I'm still in the car watching you walk away. The night we stopped is the night I stayed. Curtains are heavy, the windows are blurred with the weight of a promise and every last word. I'm sitting in silence where your shadow once fell, tracing the outlines of a story I'd tell. To the walls of this bedroom, to the dust on the floor, to the latch on the window and the lock on the door. I remember the morning, the light hit your eyes, and we felt like the masters of golden sunrises. Now the air in this room is a ghost on my skin, and I don't know where us ends and lonely begins. But I'm holding my lungs till the world turns to blue, saving one breath, just one breath used to hear how the universe hums when it's still. We were kings of the valley and queens of the hill. Now I'm back in the valley, but the silence is wrong. It's missing the rhythm, it's missing your song. And the hardest part isn't the letting you go, it's the staying behind in the afterglow. They say that we're made out of stardust and bone, but I feel like I'm carved out of cold, heavy stone. I'd give up the oxygen, give up the sea, if I could just breathe in the you next to me. Just one breath, just one. The taste of the salt and the scent of the rain, the sweet little ache of a beautiful pain. I'm exhaling slowly, but I'm still not through. I'm saving one breath just for you. I'm sitting in the hallway where the echoes used to play, watching how the sunlight treats the dust in a different way. I found your old piano book, the one with the folded page, a quiet little monument to a long forgotten age. We were a messy masterpiece, a song we wrote by hand, building castles out of whispers in a house of shifting sand. Now the keys are coated thick with the things we didn't say, and I'm just humming melodies that I know will fade away. Do you remember the October when the wind began to bite? We stayed awake for hours just to argue with the night. You had a way of laughing that could pull the stars down low, a secret kind of rhythm that only I would know. Now the porch swing's swinging empty and the garden's overgrown. I'm learning how the silence has a frequency of its own. I'm tracing every memory like a map across the floor, looking for the version of you that doesn't walk out the door. Oh, the silence is a symphony I never wanted to hear. Now that the sound of your goodbye is the only thing that's clear, it's the slamming of the screen door, it's the gravel in the driveway, different final line. Oh, the silence is a symphony I never wanted to hear. Now that the sound of your goodbye is the only thing that's clear. It's the slamming of the screen door, it's the gravel in the drive, it's the quiet in the kitchen where we used to feel alive. I'm reaching for the high notes, but the air is turned to stone, and I'm composing a tragedy on a broken telephone. Yeah, the world is moving on, but I'm still standing in the quiet of the haunting, hollow sound of your goodbye. The sound of your goodbye is ringing in my ears. It's the tally of the months and the shadow of the years. The music's over now, the stage is getting dry, and I'm just left with the sound of your goodbye. Found your sweater in the bottom drawer, the one that smells like rain in June. I don't reach for that handle anymore, but tonight the silence filled the room. We were fireflies in a mason jar, thinking we could light up the entire dark. Now I'm just staring at the empty space where you used to leave your mark. And it's a dark feeling washing over me, like a tide that won't ever retreat to sea. I'm haunted by the ghost of how we used to live, tearing my world in a jagged half. Every beautiful thing we ever made is just a shadow in a long parade of the memories I cannot run. The setting of our only sun. The coffee shop on 4th and Main still plays that song you love so much. I walk past the window through the rain and almost felt your phantom touch. Do you remember the cliffs at dawn? How the world felt small and ours to keep. Now the bridge is burned, the magic's gone, and I'm the only one who doesn't sleep. It's the cruelest kind of lonely to be surrounded by your traces, seeing you smile in crowded rooms and searching for your eyes in strangers' faces. In this dark feeling washing over me, like a tide that won't ever retreat to sea. I'm haunted by the ghost of how we used to laugh, tearing my world in a jagged half. Every beautiful thing we ever made is just a shadow in a long parade of the memories I can't run. The setting of our only sun. The lights are dimming in the hall, I'm waiting for a phone that doesn't ring, just a broken heart against the wall, missing every single vanished thing. It's a dark feeling, just a beautiful vanished thing. Walking the halls of a house turned to stone, learning the rhythm of being alone. I found your old watch in the drawer by the bed, ticking away all the things left unsaid. We used to be velvet, we used to be gold, a story of fire that never grew cold. Now I'm just tracing the dust on the shelf, trying to find where I put my old self. The coffee still tastes like the Sunday we met, when the sun hadn't started its long, slow sunset. We'd drive to the coast just to watch the sky bleed, with nothing but silence and all that we need. Your hand in my pocket, the wind in your hair, a ghost of a feeling that's no longer there. I'm haunting the places we used to belong, like a beautiful verse in a forgotten song. It's a different kind of hollow, a different kind of blue, when the pain is the only thing left here of you. I'm missing the sting, I'm missing the burn of the lessons in love that I didn't want to learn. Now the silence is heavy, the static is loud, like a flash of the lightning that's lost in the cloud. I'm reaching for shadows that don't want to dirt, back when I was happy, back when it used to be hurt. They say time is a healer, but time is a thief, turning the vibrant to withered and brief. I trade all this peace for a moment of rain, if it meant I could feel your sweet pressure again. Better to shatter than slowly to fade in this quiet museum of choices we made. It's a different kind of hollow, a different kind of blue, when the pain is the only thing left here of you. I'm missing the sting, I'm missing the burn of the lessons in love that I didn't want to learn. Now the silence is heavy, the static is loud, like a flash of the lightning that's lost in the cloud. I'm reaching for shadows that don't want to dirt, back when I was happy, back when it used to be hurt. Now it's just numb, now it's just gray. The sharp edges of us have all run away. I miss the ache, I miss the dirt, I miss the days when it used to be heard. I found your old sweater in the bottom drawer. It still smells like the coffee shop we don't go to anymore. The silence in this kitchen is a heavy kind of sound, just the ghost of your laughter spinning round and round. I'm retracing the steps of a life we once led, counting every soft word that we ever said. Now I'm waiting for 360 days, lost in the flicker of a flickering haze, of the way your hand felt when the wind was was cold, and the secrets we whispered that never got old. The calendar's turning, but I'm standing still, chasing a shadow at the top of the hill. I'm just a memory looking for a place to stay, waiting for 360 days. Do you remember that June when the rain wouldn't quit? We stayed on the floor just to talk for a bit. You traced all the lines on the palm of my hand, mapping our futures we didn't quite plan. Now the ink is all faded, the map has been torn. I'm waking up cold in the light of the morn. Yeah, I'm waiting for 360 days, lost in the flicker of a flickering haze. The way your hand felt when the winter was cold, and the secrets we whispered that never got old. The calendar's turning, but I'm standing still, chasing a shadow at the top of the hill. I'm just a memory looking for a place to stay, waiting for 360 days. They say time is a healer, a thief and a friend, but I'm just a story that won't reach the end. I trade every tomorrow for one yesterday, to watch all the forevers not wither away. Until a full year is gone, but the sunset feels exactly like the dawn. Still your name on my lips, still the ache in my chest. I'm tired of the running, I just need to rest. Just one more minute before the world turns gray. I'll keep waiting for 360